A couple weeks ago, we were talking about the power of stories, of myths, of memes, of brands, and how they shape the world around this. And where we left off was my question was, if memes and stories and myths shape the world around us, then which memes and stories and myths have really defined the climate world as I see it, as we see it? And I got a recommendation back in my email about this book called Merchants of Doubt, and it goes through the history of the stories and the memes and the myths that have shaped climate change. And in particular, it's a focus on the work that the oil and gas industry has done, starting all the way back to the 50s, of the marketing and advertising to create stories that neutralize the threat of carbon dioxide and the threat of climate change. And surprisingly, these stories written decades ago still persist today. And I found this really shocking. A couple examples. Here's an ad from ExxonMobil. This was, it's the unsettled science of climate change. This is from like the 90s. Um, then there was this one in the early 2000s about carbon footprint, right? Like this concept that carbon is an individual problem and then it's your fault. Actually came from British Petroleum. This is an ad, a full page ad from 2004. And the reason that they're doing these types of ads is, and this marketing is, it's really effective for pushing the responsibility away from the company. I mean, think about the carbon footprint concept, right? It moves this into an individual problem. It's not a systematic problem, it's your problem. And then fast forward to today, the letter that we wrote to President Trump in response to the DOE's critical review of greenhouse gas emissions, you can look at the first chart in the report. It talks about the world getting greener because of the rise of carbon dioxide. And actually, tree roots get bigger or plant roots get bigger, even up to 700 parts per million of carbon dioxide, double what it is today. I mean, really, this report skips back a generation. So this report isn't about, oh, carbon footprints, but it's your problem. This report is going back to, the science is unsettled and carbon dioxide isn't a problem. This is really kind of bogus stuff, but it's very effective. The impact of this is that when we look at the laws and the policies that weren't created in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, in the environmental regulations around carbon dioxide that weren't created, this is the stuff that sticks in our lawmakers' minds. These memes about carbon being a hoax or being unsettled science or being an individual problem rather than a systematic one get in the way of policies that could get us on the path to decarbonization, on the path to carbon removal, on the path to a stable climate, on the path to federal budgets for reversing climate change and removing carbon and stabilizing the climate. So, what can we do about this? What if we seized the memes of climate change? What if we started creating memes that do work for the planet, telling people what's real and things that are actually good for the planet? Imagine we do that. Imagine we create these new memes and stories. We have people who are meme creators on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Imagine we can you get big marketing companies to get to work on this, to get these new ideas into popular thinking. Let's get a full page ad in the New York Times and put a really good climate meme in it. I want you to join me on that journey. And if you're lost, you're kind of like, what the heck is all this about? I encourage you to go check out the book Merchants of Doubt. And you can read this Guardian article that shows the ads that I showed. The memes that we've seen have really been used to allow oil companies to continue to pollute, and it leads to the world that we see today. And when I go to COP28 and I go to COP29, and people haven't really heard of carbon removal or that there's a need to remove carbon, I see that is all of this PR work that's been done for the last couple decades that's still paying off. And we get the opportunity to change all that. If you're interested in continuing on this journey and joining this journey, hit reply. I'd love to hear from you. We have a memes channel on AirMiners. It's amazing. You can come join. There's even a private memes lab channel. We've got some real meme experts there that work on this. If you're an artist and you work on memes and other stuff, maybe you work on Maybe you work on Pokemon memes. Maybe you work on crypto memes. I would love to hear from you. There are communities that have really figured out how to make memes and myths and stories work for them. Hey, look, maybe you're one of the advertising people that worked on these ads by the oil companies. You're welcome to come join the team and make some memes that change the world for the better. This is something I want us to work on as a community, and so look out for more updates and opportunities about this. So I look forward to hearing from you soon.